Welcome to Unlock Your Soul Memory. My name is Iris Fischer and I'm a provider of hypnotherapy sessions. You might have asked yourself, but isn't the observatory perspective also something positive? And I absolutely agree. It birthed something that was so interesting and it's so enriching for our lives. So the differentiation between the self and the other created our self-awareness, our individualization. We did not have that beforehand. If you just look 3, 4, 5 generations back, you had these family homes. You had more collectivism or more, maybe even still a bit tribalism. But it wasn't that the self had any relevance. You only were relevant as a part of a family system. And now with the observatory perspective, the differentiation between the self and the other, this individualization arose and it allowed us to become aware of who we are and what we are. And within that impulse, within that energy, interestingly, also so many therapy modalities developed so that we learned how to change aspects within the self. But you also might have noticed when it's disconnected from the heart, these therapies are really just an observatory thing that's happening, which is rarely going to the emotional aspect and is rarely integrating what the other aspects of our human nature are. So therefore, we went a bit too far, maybe. But it had to be that way, I guess, because now we realize we need something else. We need to add something in. It's not just the pure focus on science, and that's the absolute goal. That's the absolute religion. That's the dogma where we need to head to. No, we need to integrate what's inside. And this reminds me of a sculpture that you can see in Dornach in Switzerland, in the Goetheanum, where Rudolf Steiner was teaching. So you see there's the Christ figure, then there is the Lucifer, and there's the Ahrimanic. And the Christ keeps the Lucifer and the Ahrimanic at bay just by being himself. It looks like it doesn't take a lot of effort for him, but he's just himself. And that's where we are heading towards when we acknowledge this Christian energy, this heart energy within ourselves, when we are integrating what came from the Luciferic impulse and what came from the Ahrimanic impulse. And Luciferic is very much the wisdom, the knowledge, it's the higher levels, and Ahrimanic is very much the materialistic, the physical and the scientific. And we need to integrate all that. We need to find the balance between those energies. So we do have the power inside to use that observatory perspective and turn it into something positive for our own lives, for everyone else's lives. Yet we need to be aware of what happens when some energy goes to an extreme. And that's what I tried to explain in the last video. When you have it just as a disconnected energy, a disconnected force that's leaving the human nature and the divine nature apart, it's gonna end up at a really weird place, in my opinion. What you see with the transhumanism approach, so where we are moving away from the organic to the synthetic. And to me, it's just also an invitation to recognize that we are so fascinating. We are so interesting. I mean, if you just look at consciousness and the soul aspect, no machine could ever replace that. That's beyond. That's beyond any material thing. So I would like to invite you to really celebrate your own humanness and celebrate your own nature and find out, where are you standing? Where is your heart energy? Where's maybe your Ahrimanic energy or your Luciferic energy? Because we have all of those energies within us. We just sometimes are not really reflecting upon that. So that's my invitation. Happy to hear from you. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Take care and goodbye for now.